Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Russia's military has said it is continuing to repel a Ukrainian cross-border incursion into the western Kursk region, a surprise attack now in its 4th day. The Russian Defense Ministry said Ukraine had lost more than 280 military personnel in the past 24 hours, a claim that has not been independently verified. Reports suggest that Ukrainian troops are operating more than 10 kilometers inside Russia, the deepest cross-border advance by Kyiv since Moscow launched a full-scale invasion in February 2022. Ukraine has not openly admitted the incursion, but President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Thursday that Moscow must feel the consequences for its invasion. Meanwhile, at least 9 people have been killed and dozens injured in a Russian strike on Ukraine's Kostiantynivka region.
As you know, we have been supportive of Ukraine as they are defending themselves against Russia's aggression. We think that is obviously important to do as we talk about democracy and freedom. And so we're going to continue to do that. And they are going to take actions, right? Common sense actions to certainly to protect themselves from these attacks.
Carlos Puigdemont, the exiled ex-Catalan leader, has evaded a massive police manhunt and fled Spain. Spanish authorities launched a large manhunt for Mr. Puigdemont after he made a shock return to Spain, giving a short speech to crowds in Barcelona before disappearing. The 61-year-old is wanted by Spain on charges linked to a failed bid for Catalan independence in 2017. Although reporters tried and failed to get hold of him, his party's Secretary-General said Mr. Puigdemont is now back in Belgium, where he lives. The United States, Egypt and Qatar have released a joint statement calling on Israel and Hamas to resume negotiations over a ceasefire and hostage release deal. The statement said the three nations had forged a framework agreement that had only the details of implementation left to conclude. Israel said it would send negotiators to the proposed talks, which are penciled in for the 15th of August in Doha or Cairo. Hamas did not immediately respond. In a joint statement, the three nations invited Israel and Hamas to restart talks on the 15th of August to close all remaining gaps and commence implementation of the deal without further delay. ABC News has said it will host the first debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on the 10th of September. The network confirmed the showdown in a post on X, formerly Twitter, after Mr. Trump said on Thursday that he would be open to debating his Democratic rival multiple times before the November election. Ms. Harris confirmed that she will attend the ABC debate while at an event in Michigan and said later that she would be open to additional debates. A US court has convicted a Mozambican former finance minister over a 10-year-old conspiracy that triggered the worst economic crisis in his home country since independence. Manuel Chang was found guilty of accepting payoffs through US banks for approving secret loans. The loans were intended to pay for a fleet of tuna fishing ships and other projects, leading to the affair being dubbed the tuna bond scandal. But the loans were plundered, leaving Mozambique $2 billion in debt. Chang was arrested in South Africa in 2018 and extradited to the US the following year to face fraud and money laundering charges. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has signed a decree blocking access to the social media platform X for 10 days following a public spat with owner Elon Musk. The two men have traded barbs since Mr. Maduro was declared the winner of last month's disputed presidential election. Mr. Musk has described the Venezuelan leader as a dictator and a clown, while Mr. Maduro has accused Mr. Musk of inciting hatred, fascism and civil war. Recent weeks have seen anti-government protests flare up over the election result, and hundreds of people have been arrested by Venezuela's security forces. And CCTV footage has captured the moment a dramatic explosion took place on a cargo ship docked at a busy port in eastern China. Earlier, Chinese state media said an explosion was reported at the port and shockwaves were felt a kilometre away. Taiwanese shipping firm Yangming Marine Transport Corporation said one of its cargo ships caught fire at China's Ningbo Jiaoshan port. No casualties or injuries have been reported after the blast. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.